welcome back to our channel. We're here to do our top 5 worst movie of the year. Now, let's get this straight. This is our top 5 worst. It doesn't mean that you don't think you don't have to take our opinion and our pick and then attack us. This is just our opinion and why we hate these movies. Understanding going into this, there'll probably be movies that will offend you. But it's okay. It's just an opinion. And so, let's start off. You want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Right. My number 5 worst movie of the year is Lion King. It just does not hold anything to the original Lion King. It was just an animation of Lion King with a few extra scenes and tried to have some social commentary. I just didn't like it. It was dumb. It was dumb.
I don't think it's worse. The only thing I didn't like about that movie was the expression of the animals. Right. I just couldn't get into the emotion aspect of that movie because I can't tell if Simba's crying or if he's laughing or if he's just staring.
Right.
So.
And some people would argue like, oh, you can't see expressions on animals' faces anyway. Like, dude, you could try at least.
Yeah. Have you seen Jungle Book? I mean, come on.
It's true.
So.
All right, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Hellboy. This movie was stupid.
Did you end up seeing it?
Yeah, I saw it. It is one of the worst. Like, I like how he looks. I like the character of Hellboy, and I like the way he looks. And I didn't mind the one that, what's his name?
Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman did. I thought he was good too. But this one is not, it's just the story was all over the place. I hated that third act the most. Did you really need to show all that violence and bloody and gore just to prove a point? Because it was stupid. Unnecessary. It is by far the worst movie of the year. And so.
But it's number 5.
Well, yeah, there's
so
other
ones. My number 4 is Captain Marvel. You can hear Kelly groan in the background. It tried too hard to be a good female superhero. Now, I love female superheroes. I'm super excited for Black Widow, and I loved Wonder Woman.
She's not a superhero. Let's get it right.
Why isn't she a superhero?
Because she's a human. She has no.
So is Batman not a superhero?
Nope.
Is Captain America not a superhero?
He's
a human. Is Tony Stark not a superhero?
But
this is not a conversation we need to have. Right. Captain Marvel is not a good movie. It is clunky. It is all over the place. It beats you over the head with the fact that it's the 90s, which I hate. And it's just not. It was barely a bridge to Endgame.
You don't like the fact that it beat you over with 90, but you like Stranger Things because it beat you over with the 80s.
No, that had a good story. This was hanging on the thread that it's the 90s. Remember, it's the 90s. You can't hate this movie. It's the 90s. You like the 90s. Off.
I completely agree.
Alright, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is El Camino.
Really?
Movie. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I did not like this movie.
Why do you not like this movie? There are so many more bad movies out there that you didn't have to put this one on there.
But here's the thing. I love the series so much that I had so much high expectation for this movie.
So you're just let down.
I was so let down, and
So it's not like it's a bad movie. For me, you were just let down.
To me, it was a bad movie because it wasn't a movie. It was an episode of a freaking Breaking Bad. If you're gonna make a movie, make it more away from that. And I get they're trying to bring back that nostalgia and bring back the feeling of this is a Breaking Bad movie. You're gonna feel it like you did in the series. I did not. I thought the ending was stupid. I thought the ending could be so much better. The fact that he just takes off and goes to Canada, I'm just like, we waited all this time for this freaking ending? Like, really? Like, I hated it. I thought it could have been better. And I love Breaking Bad is one of my top 3 television series of all time. It's up there, and so it's like for this movie to be the way it is, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So.
All right. My number 3 is Rambo: Last Blood.
What? Really?
Yeah,
I'm
this
surprised.
Movie was not good. Like it was kind of clunky. None of the action happened until the 3rd act, and then at the very end, there's this random narration by Rambo. Like, what's going on here, dude? Like, it just wasn't a very good movie. Like,
let me ask: Did he look old? Did they make him look old? Because you know,
I mean, he is old.
I mean, you know, in like Indiana Jones, the last one that happened, that should have never happened. But they made Harrison Ford still swinging around doing all this, and I'm thinking, it was like, he's old, man.
You could kind
Can
of...
you tell that he was getting old? Like, he's old, that he can't do all these things?
Yeah, they set it up in a way where it was like, yeah, we recognize that he's old, so some of the things he's gonna do, he's kind of catering to his oldness, his age. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good.
Wasn't very good.
Like, as a movie. Unnecessary. You've seen it before. It was like taking 1, 2, and 3, but with a little bit more blood.
More blood.
I don't freaking know, dude.
What number are we on?
3.
My number 3 would be It Chapter 2.
Okay.
I did not like this movie. I like the adult part of the movie. I hated flashing back, you know, telling the reason why we weren't together, and I get the togetherness, and I kind of got that in the first movie. It was almost like the audience is too stupid to know that the reason why couldn't beat us because we were together. We already knew that from the first movie. We're not that stupid. And I hated the flashback going back. I hated the kid. The
weird de-aging.
Yeah, the aging was kind of weird for me too, but that didn't bother me as much. But I think the first one was so good, and I loved the first one. I thought it was a great movie. It was so good that I feel like the second one was just not there for me.
Just another letdown.
Just another letdown for me. It's
my number 2 is Dark Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Phoenix sucked. It was like nobody cared at that point. The actors were honing it in, and like it just wasn't very good. My wife was very excited to see it. She was even let down, and it was made by the same guy, Bryan Singer, who f***ed up the first Phoenix Phoenix story.
Yeah, this movie had a lot of issue though. They had the reproduction issue.
They were going through some stuff with like Disney, and everyone was kind of like, let's not bother Ho until the end of the road, because this is it's the end anyway. So, it just wasn't very good. Sorry.
My number 2, it's the same.
Dark Phoenix?
Dark Phoenix. I think this movie, the only that was like, they didn't utilize a lot of the characters that they use in like First Class, and then what was the next one after First Class? It was well, I don't know. It didn't matter.
I don't know.
Oh, Apocalypse. It was X-Men Apocalypse. That movie was horrible too. But this one just has so many. It was all over the place. It was, the editing wise was very jumpy. Was quick. It was almost like, hey, let's get this scene. Okay, we're done. Let's go. Move on next. It was pretty bad. And the acting was there. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence, she didn't really want to be there in the first place, and so you could it suffer from performance, and it suffered from the fact that they were in the middle of the with the Disney merging and all that stuff, and so it kind of got lost in there.
Cool. My number 1 is Hellboy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is one of the only movies, maybe the only movie that I wanted to walk out of the theater. I looked at Kelly.
You know
and was
what?
Like, should we just go? Because the story was going nowhere.
No.
There were some characters that I was just kind of weirded out by, and that's not a stab at the source material. They were just bad characters.
Yeah.
That last act, like the part that you hated, the gory stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was the only redeeming quality.
Really?
Yeah.
I wanted to walk out that moment right there. That's the time like, but I was like, okay, at least maybe the ending will pay off. It didn't.
No, it did not.
I wasted my time in
David Harbour as Hellboy, great.
Oh,
I love it. Try it again, maybe. But get some different writers, get a different screenplay. That movie sucked, dude. It was everywhere.
I couldn't stand that movie.
I hated it. I really hated it. Anyway, what's your number 1? You're gonna piss me off, aren't you?
No.
Okay.
It's Captain Marvel.
Woo! Every mean thing you said to me today is redeemed.
Okay, when I first walked out of the movie, watching it, me and my wife looked at each other, and she did this look. She looked at me and she was like, it was okay. And I thought the same thing. For Winnie. Wow. And I thought it was okay too. You know what? I watched it again the other day. Like, I just happened to, it was on and something, and I was just had it on. I watched. I hate this movie.
Really?
I think it's
wow.
I don't.
Because you had a very different attitude.
I did. And okay, maybe hate is a strong word, but it I would lower my score after seeing. Okay, the fact that they beat you over the head with the '90s reference, I didn't mind that too much. The fact that her character is so bad, like there's no development in her character at all. She was like I said in the review before, she started out badass. She ended up in the badass. There's no change within that movie the entire time. The only thing that changes is her power, and that's it.
Yeah.
She doesn't. There's no emotional connection with her character because she's just one dimension. And so I thought that was really bad. And I hated that one scene, and I'm gonna beat it over the head with it, that when she started fighting, when she realized what her power is, they had to play that song.
Oh, the No Doubt song.
The No Doubt song. I'm all for women. Superhero.
We're married to them.
We're married to them.
We love them.
Well, I think there's a better way to represent women, superhero women, in a better song, in my opinion. Like in Endgame, I hated that scene. Not because they were women, it's because the way it came about.
It was unnatural.
Unnatural, and I didn't like that scene, and so that's one reason why I didn't like that scene in Captain Marvel. And the other thing is that I hate the most, is how they show us how Nick Fury got his eye cut. It is the stupidest thing in the world. You basically saying he is not a badass. He just got scratched by a meow, and that's it. I thought it was the stupidest thing the way they did that. That when I saw that again the other day, I that's why I'm like, I hate this movie. Like I can't do it. I can't defend Captain Marvel anymore. Like I'm going on a rant, but that was my number one. I can't watch this movie without having these critiques in my mind, and so I feel like Wonder Woman was such a better movie, so much better, and her character was so much developed in that movie, and so I think Marvel missed the ball here, and it's gonna be tough to make Captain Marvel 2 because
I don't know. People seem to like this movie for some reason, so.
And more power to them. I mean, I can watch it, and I think I'd be okay with it because I think she's cool just because her power is pretty cool. When she fight Thanos in Endgame, I thought that scene was awesome.
Sure.
And so I don't like her hair in that one though.
Yeah. She's just a Green Lantern or buff anyway.
That was our top 5 worst movie of the year. And so tell us what your list is. Do you agree or disagree with our list? If you do, I don't care. But you have your own list, and so. But
here's to another year of movies.
Later, nerds.